Hello everyone, I'm Lorias, and around a year ago I discovered that I actually had a talent for baking. Like, I'm nowhere near expertise in this field yet, but I can make yummy and pretty stuff that my whole family just can't stop from grabbing, so I think the goal is achieved. And I like to mess around, which by mean making my kitchen look like someone just committed war crimes in it, and making a whole lot of mess, and trying to convince my parents that if they just give me a bit more time before entering the kitchen, I will clean it, and that the reason why it's not cleaned is because everyone entered the kitchen before I even finished. No, Mom, stop trying to hide sugar from me. I'm still going to use it later. I'm going to clean it, just leave it. But coming back I went on a small tangent here. So, coming back to the relevant topic, also sorry for the rain noises. I like mess around, which sometimes means sticking food dye into random things. I also discovered the magic of lemon frosting, which is like regular frosting, but without the dull, overly sweet feeling, so you can eat way too much of it without realizing, which can be a downside, but it's still very good. So, as I said, I like to mess around, and at first I wanted to make some pride flag cookies, because pride flags are a perfect color combination for any artwork. Totally. Yeah, when I was like 14, I was like, oh, I worry that you will use some pride flag color that means some sexuality or gender. And I'm like, hell yeah, bring them on. Yeah, that's a bit of growing up for ya. I'm basing it on a recipe that I used in my previous baking video. Half a kilogram of white flour, 150 grams of powdered sugar, 250 grams of butter, 2 eggs and a couple drops of aroma. First you put in the flour and you add all the butter. Butter has to be chilly, but it doesn't have to be like straight out of the freezer. Then you chop it and you manually mix it with flour. Then you add all the other ingredients. And then you can pretty much cut the shapes. Remember not to make the dough too thin, just thick enough that you can cut stuff from it. And yeah, just warning you, you're gonna have to squeeze a ton of lemons for that. Okay, not ton, but like 2 big ones minimum. More than that if you're not having the biggest ones out there. I suggest around 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar and 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, but you pretty much need to adjust it yourself. It's supposed to be pouring, but not too liquidy, because it would just slide off the cookie, but also not too dense. Also depends on how many cookies do you want to make, because it's not very efficient. So here you have the ingredients, you bake all of that for 15 minutes in 190 Celsius degrees. Yeah, and then you're looking like the gay cookies. I distilled the gay. This is what's gonna make your children transsexual or whatever. Is this what the gays are made from? Regular unicorn ones just make Instagram models. These ones make art kits. Trust me, I tried. It's this sneaky scheme of the gay agenda to try and feed your whole family these. Also, I think the second ones turn out way better than the first one because, you know, more experience. And don't ask about this crook star of a trans flag. I was already tired. And I also got the idea to make like goth cookies, because what's more pastel goth than goth cookies? So we had like a pink cross, a cat head. I wanted to go for a bit of a witchy aesthetic, even if they were a bit rushed because I was all a bit done with standing in the kitchen. Because my whole family was about to come back. And I think they turned out really cute.